Hi, Angela with Stockton 12 Honda. We're talking about some of our biggest safety issues that we have and wanting to address that for you, which is our tire pressure on the vehicle. We see a lot of tire pressure lights come on in cold weather specifically because we do see fluctuations in the temperature. So we're going to talk about how to check and adjust and then reset your tire pressure monitoring system on any of your Honda vehicles, from your old classics to your brand new 24 CRVs that you might experience that warning light coming on. Newer models, typically 2016 newer Honda CRVs, HRVs, Accords, and Civics, they have an indirect system, which means they do not have a sensor. So they measure it off of the wheel speed. So the idea is if the tire deflates enough, it's moving at a different ratio than the other ones, and the computer will pick up that malfunction. We're going to check the pressure with a manual gauge. If we had the warning come on, we would look, and we would need to check all of them because it's not going to tell us which one. This one's currently reading at 35, so we know that pressure is probably good. We're going to compare that against the door sticker. It's 35 and 32 for rear. So our front's at 35, we know that's good. We want these to be around 32, which we are just about 32 to 33 psi. Now if we have a low tire, we would adjust that tire pressure up, check for a leak to make sure there's no leaks, and then if everything checked good and we just needed to do a slight adjustment, we would go ahead and do a reset procedure. You do have to do it off of the vehicle infotainment system. We're going to go to our vehicle settings, click on TPMS calibration. What we're going to do is we're just going to hit calibrate, and it's going to just reset the system and clear the light off of the dash once that tire pressure is cleared. So that's simple on the newer vehicles.
Okay, the next thing Angela shows us is on newer Honda models, you're able to check the tire pressure for each wheel on your dashboard, which is super cool and convenient.
So look at the tag on the door pillar, usually be right here or right here, and it'll have the tire pressure recommended setting from the manufacturer. They recommend 35 in the front and 35 in the rear. So front to rear, and a max of 60, but we're going to make sure these are all set. So you can use one of your handy manual gauges, or if you're really cool and have the digital gauge, you can use that. We can see that this one is reading at about 33 psi like it was showing on the dash. We're going to adjust these to 35 psi, which is what the sticker calls for. Now with this system, you don't have to reset anything, you just have to drive the vehicle.
Now, if you're driving an older Honda model, an exclamation icon will show on your dash indicating your tire pressure is low.
If you're not sure what your tire pressure should be, again, always check your pressure here. This one is indicating front and rear at 33 psi. Now this car is a little bit warmer, so it might read a little bit higher than 33, but we want to just see that right in that same range, 33 psi. It's a good idea to keep these caps on your valve stems. That helps keep moisture and corrosion from developing and causing issues. So this front one, that one we are at about 33 psi as well. So good on that one. Last one, and I will say this one does look like it is low. You can kind of see it's bulged out here at the bottom, and it is only reading at about probably just under 20 psi. So we do want to make sure there's not any punctures in this tire before we just adjust it. So you can usually do kind of a quick check just by turning the wheel and just do kind of a little visual inspection. Make sure you don't see anything really obvious right away. And you can turn it both directions to kind of make sure of that. Now getting it up in the air would be the best option to do this, but we just want to make sure we don't see any blatant punctures in the sidewall or any of the treads. If everything looks good, we're going to just go ahead and adjust that tire pressure up to the correct reading. So again, we want this to be about 33 psi. And I'm going to adjust this to 35 just because it's cold weather right now. We want it a little bit higher because this is warm, and when it's cold, it's going to drop a couple of psi. Left side of the dash, there's a button that looks like the indicator on there, and that is the tire pressure reset for these older Honda vehicles. So you're going to press and hold this down, and you're going to watch that light on the dash flash and then turn off. And that means your tire pressure has been reset, and as long as the light doesn't come back on, everything should be good to go. You shouldn't need to do anything else. If it keeps returning, bring it back in. We do free tire repairs, and we're happy to check the tire pressure out for you anytime to make sure your vehicle is safe for you. So thanks again. These are our service tips that we'll be putting out on our website for you to use and to keep your vehicle safe, because we do care about your safety. It's our #1 priority here at Stockton 12 Honda.